Many thousands of Verizon workers were involved in the recovery efforts following the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center in New York City. Many are now, unfortunately, being diagnosed with World Trade Center-related cancers and other diseases covered under the Federal Victims' Compensation Fund. Verizon maintained offices at 140 West Street, across the street from the Twin Towers, and some work crews also mustered at 2 World Trade Center, one of the towers that collapsed. Verizon workers were critical in restoring emergency communications, getting America's stock exchanges back up and operating again, and restoring normal communications. The association asked a leading expert, retired FDNY Chief and 9/11 victims advocate Richard Alles, to address the impact on Verizon retirees and workers.
We had the longest and largest rescue, recovery, and cleanup in our nation's history, 9 months. Various groups, police, fire, first responders, trade union workers, Verizon communication network people, all working together over a 9-month period. And unfortunately, the air was toxic, and unfortunately anybody that was there is subject to coming down with various illnesses. I wish there would have been an easy fix to get the law passed when we started. This was not a Democratic issue, it was not a Republican issue, it was an American issue. Yet it took us many, many years. It took us almost 9 years to get the legislation passed. So the James Zadroga 9/11 Health and Compensation Act was passed the first time in December of 2010, signed into law by President Obama in January of 2011, and it went for 5 years. It was health and it was compensation. On the health portion, anybody that worked and has proof of presence that they were there is entitled to free medical care, including prescription coverage. The other side of the law is compensation. For lack of a better word, it's for pain and suffering. That was also funded for 5 years. So 2 years before the expiration period, we started lobbying yet again to get it reauthorized. And what I thought would be an easy job, because now the numbers were even bigger, was just as hard. But we managed to get the law reauthorized in December of 2015. On the healthcare side, that legislation is permanent. Anybody for the rest of their life that proves that they were present at that site is entitled to free medical care. And the Victims' Compensation Fund has been extended to the year 2020. Now, the law covers those who worked or lived in the area south of Canal Street during the period September 11th, 01 to May 30th, 2002. So what does the law cover? It covers almost all respiratory issues: asthma, COPD, sinusitis, gastrointestinal, such as GERD, Barrett's esophagus, things of that nature, and 68 cancers. So right now there's $7.3 billion that's available to those who work anywhere in the World Trade Center area, again, south of Canal Street, including the Verizon building. So you might say, I was there, but I didn't know about this law. I didn't know I was protected. Okay, fine. We get your medical documentation, we get you enrolled in the World Trade Center health program, we get you certified, and from that point on, you have 2 years to file a claim with the Victims' Compensation Fund. And if a retired or active Verizon member passes away, 9/11 related, their families may also assert a death claim for 2 years from the date of death. The firm that I work for has recovered over $1 billion from the Victims' Compensation Fund, including millions of sick Verizon workers. We have many who have found us and were exposed to the same toxic dust as firefighters and cops. I really would like you to at least spread the word to your fellow retirees